Fibonacci replacement levels are essentially a tool to help identify key support and resistance levels. Now, you've heard of Fibonacci, I'm sure, and it's all over in the world, whether it's out in nature, whether it's in your face, whether it's in your teeth. We've all heard about the golden ratio. Believe it or not, it works on your charts as well. I'm going to show you exactly how I set up my fibs. I'm going to show you which fibs that I like to use, and I'm going to give you some examples as to how they react in the charts. And remember, the fibs are now your second step into building your first hot zone. Let's get right into this. Step one is to go into your trading view and find your fib indicator. That's going to be on the left-hand bar in trading view. You can see it's third from the top. I'm going to click on that menu over there. It's going to highlight in blue, and we're going to pull our first fib. So as you can see, a whole bunch of numbers have appeared on my screen. 236, 382, 618, 786. Now, when you first open TradingView, you're going to get a big colorful rainbow presented to you, and it's going to look very daunting and confusing. And I'm going to show you exactly how I simplify my fibs to look like this. So once you've drawn your fibs up on your screen, you're going to click the settings cog, and you're going to get a settings menu. So what I need you to do is copy my exact settings, and this should keep your chart relatively clean. You can see I've highlighted my favorite fibs, the 236, 786, 618, and 382. What you can do is then drop down to the lower part of the menu, and you can take out the background. And then you can also adjust where you want to see the prices. You can adjust whether you want them on the left-hand side, on the upside, middle, or to the right. Once you've set them up the way you like them, you can go into template at the bottom left, and you want to click save as, and that will save as your default fibs. Okay, so fibs act as support and resistance as well, believe it or not. So when we can tie in a fib with some nice horizontal levels, that starts telling us that we might be creating a hot zone. So let's see how this first fib pull plays out. So the first thing we want to do is pull our fib from the absolute lows of the move. We can see that candle wick. We're going to put our fib at the bottom. We're going to drag it up, and we're going to select our 618 fib. Then we want to start looking to see if we can get some kind of confluence here. What is confluence? Confluence is just another confirmation using one of our other tools. Now, so far we have two tools available. We've got our horizontal support and resistance, and we have a fib. So let's look for a combination of the two, and let's see what type of reaction we get on that region. As you can see, I've pulled this fib, and we are on the 1 hour time frame, and now we are going to look for a few candles of confluence here. Now we can see we are already establishing some kind of slower time frame support here on the 1 hour. You can see we've got a cluster of candles sitting in that region. We also have a cluster of candles in this region, and if we go a little bit to the left hand side here, we can see a nice grouping of candles over there. So let's put a box around this region. Let's see how this plays out. And as you can see in this example, the absolute power of that 618 fib coming into play. Look at that sharp move once it did come in and touch that 618. What do you do if you have a bearish bias? Well, there's another way you can pull fibs, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. And this is for the bears out there, and it's going to help you identify some hot short zones. So now we've got the render chart on the daily, and we want to pull fibs if we have a bearish bias. So now we can see we've had a massive sell-off in render, and we can see the candle at the bottom is starting to turn green, and the price is looking positive at the moment. So now the bears are saying, where can we step in here? Where can we get a rejection on render? Where could we possibly start looking for shorts? So as you can see on the render chart, we've had an extreme pump to the upside, and then quite a hard rejection. So what I want to do is I want to pull my fib from that high. I'm going to take the fib to the high, and I'm going to pull it to the extreme low, where you can see we've had a strong bounce in that region. We then want to start tying in the fibs that give us the most confluence with horizontal levels. So the most obvious regions that we can see is this major structure over here. Nice band there. We'll put a box around that. Then we've got another hot zone where we can see lots of candle touches in that region as well. So that's telling us that is most likely a reaction band. And now we have tie-in with a fib, and we have tie-in with some strong daily levels. Let's see how this plays out. And as you can see, we've pulled a high time frame fib from the highs to the lows. We've tied it in with some strong daily levels. Why were they strong levels? They had lots of candles in those boxes. And we've essentially created a hot zone just using horizontals and some high time frame fibs. And you can see render rejected twice off this region. So now you've seen the bear side of things. You've seen how to draw the fibs in reverse when you're looking for rejections. Remember, it's the exact same principle on lower time frames. And remember, the key takeaway here is the bigger the time frame you're using, the bigger the fib pool, the stronger the levels. The lower or more dialed in you are, the weaker the levels are. Now, it doesn't mean they can't give you reactions. It doesn't mean they won't give you great pumps and short-term trades. But when it comes to the big zones, those are your high impact areas. Cool, guys. Congrats. So far, you've got 2 steps in the right direction here on creating your first hot zone. We've nailed the horizontal support and resistance. We've nailed the fibs. Now it's just a little bit of practice on your side and you're going to be mastering this in no time. Now, in the next video, we're going to cover simple moving averages, and in particular, the ones that I like to use to create my hot zone. See you now.